Here's a new question. Last Halloween, my wife and I never got around to carving the pumpkin our best friend brought us. Instead of tossing it, our friend hid it in our bathtub as a joke / gentle reminder to carve it. Unfortunately, my wife and I proceeded to keep it in the tub while using the tub as usual for the next 4 months. It was surprisingly useful for many tub-related Is this where we're at?
What does that mean?
It was surprisingly useful for many tub-related activities. What do you do in the tub? Flash forward to yesterday, and the pumpkin, you guys are never going to believe this. Well, it's rotted in the dang tub, hasn't it? I cleaned it all up, but in the process, a not insignificant amount of pumpkin seeds and guts went down the already poorly functioning drain. If this causes a plumbing issue, how do we explain it to the landlord without him telling him we kept a pumpkin in the tub for 4 months? This is a large clawfoot tub with a shower head hookup. If that reference is needed, it wasn't. That's from Pumpkin. It's from a person who needs some help, and a help on a scale that may be grander than we can offer.
I think the best course, just the best course of events.
Really
Trav really think.
Trav,
well, you have to remember, I do these questions, right? So I saw this hours ago. I've had time to process it, boys. And the thing is, I think you are going to get the most leeway by just telling the landlord what you did.
Yeah.
We left a pumpkin in the tub for 4 months while tubbing around it, and some things went bad.
Doing the usual tub stuff that we found the pumpkin to be surprisingly complimentary to.
We were in there thumping around, and it rotted away. It got in the ding-dang drain, didn't it? This one's on us, and if you want to add an extra $20 to our rent for the next couple months, we totally understand.
We totally get it. For a pumpkin surcharge. The usual. The usual pumpkin mistake surcharge, please.
What's your usual, excuse me, is this landlord? What's your usual rate for making a pumpkin mistake?
Hypothetically speaking.
And is that kind of something that I can purchase prophylactically?
I notice here that there is in the lease a listing for pet addendum. So I understand that.
My pet's a pumpkin that lives in my tub.
And he had an accident.
He had an accident of dying. And so we need emergency here. Excuse me, is this landlord? There is emergency here, and it is of a pumpkin variety, and this is covered in my lease, I bet.
So what was
and
the
if it's
damage
not
deposit?
specifically in the lease, that's a relief for me, honestly.
Can you forward me the list of things we are allowed to get stuck in the tub drain, please? And is pumpkins one of them? You could just tell me that.
What are some things that you allow in tub?
Oh, you don't have a comprehensive list. Seems like a lack of forethought on your part.
Do you recall, excuse me, this is Dilip, in the apartment you have. Do you remember agreeing on a mutually beneficial list of things that can go in tub? Me
You
neither.
remember.
Okay, just want to clarify.
Is there a limit to how long I was allowed to keep pumpkin in tub? Because I will tell you for future reference, 4 months is too long.
To be fair, sir, before you get all high and mighty about it, to be fair, if you noticed that pumpkin had not been removed from my home by December, that would have been the moment for you to speak up as my landlord. If you're really paying attention to the property.
And to be fair, you take a tub in my apartment every week. So you must have noticed, right?
I'm sorry. I want to engage here. I want to have fun, but like once I used a foot bath in Japan that had like yuzu fruit floating in it, and it made the water smell, and oranges, and it made the water smell pretty good that I had my feet in, and it was revitalizing. This pumpkin, I cannot imagine, served a similar purpose, and also was something you had to bathe around. While it's so big a pumpkin is.
I understand your confusion, Griffin. It's a large clawfoot tub with a shower head hookup. So I think that clears it up.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
So you were showering in there and just you had pumpkin.
And it has claw feet. And the tub has claw feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the claw feet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because of the claw feet. Sometimes the pumpkin's just going to get lost in there.
So I guess let's just take turns apologizing. Because we fucked up. We didn't realize the tub had claw feet. I thought it was a built-in. I'm sorry.
No,
hey,
I'm sorry. It's not a built. It's a standalone deal with a shower head hookup.
I'm sorry. Oh man. Now who left the pumpkin in the tub? Still you. Actually.
We don't know how big a pumpkin. It could have been like one of those small, like, paint a funny face on it and put it on the table by the door kind of thing.
It's big.
It's a big pumpkin.
It's big. You don't send a question like this to us if it's not a full size.
Right.
Yeah, it would have headed over to ask John and Hank. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they handle the tiny pumpkin stuff.
They handle that. Yeah. Hey, I think it's Dear Hank and John, but a great try.
No, they started a second show.
Yeah. Sure. Hey, let's talk about this for a second. I'm going to keep drilling down on parts of this until it seems less insane. Flash forward to yesterday and the pumpkin is rotted in the tub. Let me hold up for just 1 second. You don't get to flash forward to the pumpkin is rotted in the tub. You go in the tub every single day. You did not come in one day and like, holy shit, look what happened to our pristine pumpkin. No, that's not how it shook out.
A swarm of locusts did not fly in through the window and fuck your pumpkin up over like a 2-hour period.
And question asker,
you didn't lift it up for one of your regular bathtub activities and the bottom just fell out.
Were you using it as a loofah? You could tell me. I'm not going to be angry. I'll be a little angry.
You would certainly notice at what point in the decompositional process it was.
Any sponginess whatsoever, it should have been sign one that this pumpkin was.
4 months is a tremendous amount of time for a pumpkin to be extant.
Not to continue the scrutiny here, question asker, but in the cleaning process, a not insignificant amount of pumpkin seeds and guts went down the already poorly functioning drain. How loosey-goosey was your cleaning process?
Yeah.
That it was getting pushed into the drain and you just thought, well, cost of doing business.
Well,
yeah.
That's the number one area you got to defend if you are cleaning. I leave a pumpkin out out in front of the house for 3 days past Halloween, and it is deflated. It is a deflated pumpkin sitting out there. There is no way it made it 4 months in a tub. Absolutely not.
Maybe you've hit on a new pumpkin preservation technique whereby, getting some fruit-tastic shampoo on it or whatever, you're going to keep it alive a little bit longer. Yeah. We should all be submerging our pumpkins.
So if you want to preserve your pumpkins, you can only find them usually that one time a year. So it's nice to have a pumpkin on hand for spring to really welcome the Easter Bunny in a way that's going to fuck them up.
Yep.
You're right.
You really want to confuse that cat.